Hello everyone, this is Poggy with TGN bringing you a 25-man normal mode strategy guide for Warlord Zon'ozz. Warlord Zon'ozz only really has 5 abilities, really only 3 if you don't attribute the 2 from the Void of the Unmaking to him. Overall, this fight is pretty simple, but will require just a little bit of practice on ball handling, that's what she said, to get it just right. Let's get to the strategy. Begin the fight with melee stacked in the middle of the room and the range on the edge of the pool. Tank should also be in the middle of the room, but facing the boss away from the melee. However, we'll need to face the boss towards the ranged group, so the void ball spawns on the ranged group. After the ball spawns, face the boss back away from the raid. Once spawned, the void ball, assuming you've positioned and turned the boss properly, will bounce back and forth between the melee group and the ranged group, like a giant game of Pong. Healer positioning shouldn't be a problem, and I personally found having the healers stacked on the range gave us just enough room to be able to efficiently heal the melee, but also prevented us from having to do too much moving around. However, 2 tank healers may still prefer to stand with the melee group. As long as you're not having range issues though, this is entirely optional. Also during Phase 1, players will randomly get a debuff called Disrupting Shadows, which lasts about 20 seconds or until dispelled. Upon being dispelled or dropping off, the debuff will cause high shadow damage and knock back the player. Dispels will need to be timed preferably when the player with the debuff is topped off. In addition, this debuff should not be dispelled if your group is about to get hit by the Void Ball, causing Void Diffusion, as this can 2-shot players. It's best and easiest to assign 1 Dispeller to the ranged group and 1 to the melee group, and have them be aware of when to dispel. During Phase 2, you'll want to immediately stack on the boss. This is a good time to use a Bloodlust, as the boss takes significantly increased damage during this phase. DPS should use their cooldowns as well, but you'll also want to assign your healers to alternate raid cooldowns during Phase 2, as the raid will be taking high amounts of shadow damage during Phase 2. If you have 2 Druid healers in your group, I find that alternating 1 Druid to the first Phase 2, another to the second Phase 2, by the time the third phase comes around, Tranquility and Tree of Life should be off cooldown. In this way, you can dual use raid cooldowns in combination, such as Power Word Barrier plus Tree of Life plus Tranquility, etc. After Phase 2, you will repeat Phase 1. The boss will die after approximately 4 to 6 phase switches depending on DPS. If you found this guide helpful or useful, please give it a like, favorite, and a thumbs up. I appreciate you watching everybody, and I will see you next time.
Near the left, to the left.
Can you pop him? No.
No, that hit us, but...
Left. Pulling it towards the clear side.
No.
Yep, that got it.
Dark, then INR, then Mini for cooldown.
Raid wall's down. Next. 4 mastery up.
Void and 10. Melee just stand with.
Amazing job, guys.
Nice call.
Nice
Not
one.
done yet. Take that, fatty. Yeah.
Grab.
And then they can fix that shit next week.
Sorry.